Could you imagine if this feud happened in real life? Let me introduce you to the characters. We've got CM Punk, who's the mentor of the group. He actually brought the following two wrestlers into the business, or onto the main roster anyway, and that was about 10 years ago. And we've also got the superstar, who's Roman Reigns. He main evented pretty much the last 10 WrestleManias. He's also got the wise man in his corner, Paul Heyman. And the third wrestler as part of this feud is Seth Rollins, who is basically the fan favorite for the past 10 years or so. So, what's the issue here? Well, they all eliminated each other from being able to compete for the title at WrestleMania. During the Royal Rumble, uh, CM Punk ended up eliminating Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, who were jockeying to eliminate each other. And then once CM Punk eliminated them both, Logan Paul ended up eliminating CM Punk right after, and then the three got into a whole debacle outside of the ring. And so that brings you to our WrestleMania 41 match. Now, this feud also goes back, 10 to 12 years ago when Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns first hit the scene. They came in as this group called The Shield, along with Dean Ambrose, who's wrestling as John Moxley now in AEW. But the three of them came in as members of a faction for CM Punk, and then they drifted off and ended up going on their own. Also, during that time, CM Punk ended up leaving WWE and wrestling in general for many years. And Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins basically held it down in WWE while CM Punk was gone. In 2023, CM Punk came back, and as soon as he came back, Seth Rollins had major beef with him. So this has been brewing for a while. Plus, you've got Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. They were holding it down for the last decade or so. They were basically kept at opposite ends, probably to prevent the feud from getting stale, or the storyline between the two of them getting stale. But their careers have been interlinked throughout the entire time. And Roman Reigns held the championship and main evented the WrestleManias for the past 10 years. But the person who was also on the other side holding titles and winning big matches was Seth Rollins. And he was really the fan favorite. At first, people didn't really accept Roman Reigns as their champion, or, as their wrestler. But over time, he ended up winning the crowd over. But Seth Rollins has always been a fan favorite. So now you put all three of them together, and they're going to settle it at WrestleMania. But if this happened in real life, how could they settle their differences? Well, first off, I think that they could all use a little bit of humbleness. And really, at the end of the day, it comes down to what John Cena says, that story of what he learned from Arn Anderson, that line, it's just not your night, kid. Not everybody can main event WrestleMania. Not everybody can be in that spot. And this year, it's not Roman Reigns, it's not Seth Rollins, and it's not CM Punk's turn to main event WrestleMania, or at least to be competing for the championship at WrestleMania. So, put them all in the match together, and this is what you have. And you know what? The three of them, the star power with all three of them, is a main event, is a WrestleMania main event match. So they ended up getting a main event match between the three of them. So they could all be a little bit more humble. Individually, I think CM Punk as the mentor, I'm dubbing him the mentor because he's got the most experience, the eldest out of the three of them. I think as the mentor, he could use this opportunity to teach the younger folks, how to act during these situations. Or maybe he could teach them the lesson of, hey, it's just not your night, kid, and show them, what humble could look like during that situation. The superstar, well, he could be, a little bit more understanding to the situation. um, you know at the end of the day, if you're a superstar, then you don't need any other validation, or you shouldn't need any other validation. Your confidence should be high enough that you don't need anyone to tell you that you're great, or you don't need that main event spot to be the quote unquote main event. at the end of the day, I think a mindset could be that no matter what match I'm in, no matter where I'm at on the card, is that that is the main event match. Doesn't matter where I am on the card. That's a mindset that the superstar could have. And in terms of the fan favorite, they're going to be popular. People will want to see their match. People will want to see them wrestle regardless of where they're at on the card or who they're wrestling or if they're wrestling for a championship. So I think in that case, a little bit of humbleness can go a long way. And at the end of the day, some uh, deep introspection, thinking about, well, why is it that I feel this way about not having a championship match at WrestleMania? Or, why isn't it my turn? I realize that it can't always be my turn, but why isn't it my turn? And if I do want to have that WrestleMania match next year, what do I need to do to be in that match? So those are some things that they could do to, pause, reflect, and, settle their differences outside of the ring if it were real life. But this is not real life. This is wrestling, and they're going to settle it in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania 41, night one, main event. Anyway, that's it from me. My name is Michael. This is Wrestling Knows Best. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.